okay if I just sit down on this flat?
And nudge things?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
Pilot, do you want your lasers on?
Yeah, sure.
These are really crusty looking.
Is that good or bad?
It's not great. But a lot of times they're okay inside, even if the outside's bad.
So there look to be some faces here if you want to do some zooms on them, like one that just came off that. Or a little hot rolling. Thank you. You want to do a zoom on some of these, look at some of the faces of the rocks maybe? Video. We do a little zoom here.
Copy that, sorry.
That's okay.
I thought that was still
Rhetorical.
question 2, question 2, science.
These are not what I would call the freshest, best looking rocks.
Okay.
But I'm not sure that we're going to see much that's any different.
Basically, I think Chris was saying earlier that he thinks a lot of them are covered in manganese.
Yeah.
So that just may be
It's just
the
the outer
general,
coating. Yeah.
What about that great rock
and the
with
general look
C-pin
for
on
the
it?
area.
Yeah. Ain't pretty.
What about the great rock with the C-pin or that fish-looking thing on the
What is
far
that
right?
fish to the right?
To the right.
That's like hanging down
Yeah. It is actually hanging.
off the rock. Oh, oh, oh.
Upper right. frame
Upper right
now.
now.
Yeah,
Yes,
I'm
the center.
turning.
Don't take away my rock idea here.
Sorry. Ooh,
It really
look
does
at
look like
that
it's
weird
hanging.
thing.
What
It's like
is that?
Oh my god, what is that? That's so weird.
What is that?
Flatfish. It's a flatfish.
Is that a fish?
That's a cynoglossid. Yes, it's a fish. It's a tongue sole. It's a cynoglossid. I'll type that family name in, and it's just about guaranteed that that's an undescribed species.
Oh my
There's
God.
a species in this family that's been found at species in this family that's been found at hot vents in the Marianas, and maybe we'll see that later on. But yes, a tongue sole, family cynoglossid.
So it's a type of flatfish, correct, Bruce?
Yeah, that's what Scott France just said too.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, the caudal
seen a
fin is
flatfish on a
connected
rock
to the
before.
dorsal and anal fins. You see the fin goes all the way around the tail.
Yeah.
Oh, good eye. I didn't even see that as a fish. I was saying, oh, my first thing was, hey, that looks like a salamander.
Yeah, it does look like a salamander.
Let's try to get a better shot of him. Or is he coming at us? He's going to come up over that rock. We're max zoom, right, Roland?
Correct.
Come on.
So you heard it from Bruce, people. That is likely an undescribed species of tongue sole, which is a type of flatfish. Thank you, Bruce Mundy, for that brilliant ID. Bruce is at the University of Hawaii, ECC, and he's one of our fish experts on the line.
Come back in.
Actually, I'm at the NOAA IRC Command Center. I'm an employee of the National Marine Fisheries Service.
Oh, my apologies, Bruce. I thought you were at the UHECC today. Okay, well, yep, you just heard it. He's at the NOAA IRC ECC today.
Yeah, I'm keeping things confused. I have to leave at about 2 o'clock to go over to the university, but I'll be at the university ECC later on. Another comment, this fish looks like something we have here in Hawaii that's called Synthurus strictus, the genus Synthurus species strictus. That species is widespread, but there are a number of these little gray-brown soles with dark areas in their intestine. And to start identifying these things, you actually have to start looking at the internal bone structure that supports the fins. Not going to get an identification on this just from the view that we get from the
There's just a wall in front of me.
Somebody else will come in.
the ROV this time.
Got just a meter or two left. Okay.
Okay, great. We'll move on then. So, pilots, we are done filming this fish whenever you're ready. And if we can...
Science,
do you want us to collect a rock, Deb?
Science, before we go, can you describe
I'm not sure.
what this thing is that's coming after
They're not
the fish?
particularly nice looking right here. But
Science,
they are
before we
loose.
go, can you guys describe what this thing is that's sort of...
The other thing
So
that's
I
floating
was
around, I
thinking
don't
an
know.
entropneus, maybe?
A what?
Entropneus?
Which is what? Like what family or...
Or maybe it's some kind of tunicate? I've never seen
Tunicate
entropneus.
is what's coming up on the...
The slight tilt up pilot.
Okay, it's another one that's totally perplexed. No, maybe it is a, yeah. So maybe one of the predatory tunicates, like Megalodicopia. I know it's not Megalodicopia, but one like that.
So what does a predatory tunicate eat?
The pilot. I'm getting kind of close to this wall in front of me.
Oh, okay.
There's still 10 meters.
I'm not sure.
Okay.
How much further do we have to
I think quite large things, relatively. Plankton. They eat plankton. Thanks, Scott.
Okay, once we're
I always
close,
assume
like-
they eat larger things. They've got such big mouths, especially like Megalodicopia.
How much more in this move? Are you stopped yet?
Oh, I.
Okay, so do you
Alright,
want to collect the rock?
Yeah, they're done, but you've Okay. probably got another meter or two of swing. Okay. So you're still 12 and a half, 13 meters out.
Okay, I'd like to. Can you tilt down anymore?
Yeah.
Your camera? Okay.
Wow.
Watchley, do we want to take a rock?
Yeah, let's try to take a rock.
Okay. Do you think we're okay to do that?
I'd probably think we'd all. Yeah, if sonar is correct. Let's make sure you're not swinging anymore before we get.
Yeah, that's
All
a little
set up.
close for me.
I'm just gonna look up real quick.
I don't like your sonar. Yeah, I wouldn't want to take it until we know that we're not moving.
Yep. Yeah, I'm still moving a little.
In that case, should we just keep moving? Or do you have to wait here anyways to figure out what's going on for a
no,
move?
we don't have to wait here. It'll take 3 or 4 minutes to figure out if we're going to keep moving. Do you want to keep going?
I think we should just keep going then. I
Okay.
think we'll have another opportunity to collect.
Okay, copy that. I think we'll find another pile like that.
I think we're pretty likely to, just because of the terrain that we're looking at. And it would be nice if we could find ones that are not quite so crusty looking.
Yeah, you didn't seem too thrilled with the...
We, you know, when you're looking, especially if you're looking for volcanics, you want to try to find things that aren't altered.
You've got a little overhang right above your head.
See that. Thank you. Okay, you want to come up a little?
Yeah.
I'll come up and over. Alright.
Looks like a glass sponge on the right we haven't seen yet this expedition.
Copy that.
I think I probably want to see that yellow coral at the top.
I think that's a coral, not a sponge. But might be
Oh,
wrong.
you're right. And you will definitely want to see that.
Is that a big sea pen?
Wow, that's like the world's biggest sea pen.
Should run with lasers. Oh, we got lasers, huh?
Okay, so we've got some more anemones and a humongous rock pen.
Try to hit it with the lasers here. There's lasers.
Oh.
Wow.
That rock pen's at least 50 centimeters long. And more than 10 centimeters wide.
So what's the items of interest here, science?
Or do you guys want to make tracks? We've covered all of like 30 meters.
I think we should start moving. I'd really like us to actually get to a point where we're, moving up the ridge rather than sitting at the bottom. So.
There's a.
Should get that guy.
Snap zoom. Go ahead.
Oh, I've forgotten the name of that crustacean that's on the rock.
Yeah, I was just looking at it. It was like Plesiodea or something like that. Hold on.
Focus.
I'm not stable. I was just.
Yeah, we're just getting a quick focus, then give you something to work with.
Okay.
So it's a Polychelidae,
Yeah.
isn't it? That's the family.
Coming back down.
Maybe from the genus. Maybe from the genus
All
Homerion.
over the place, Rowan. Come on. Yep.
Yeah. And again, this is the third thing on this dive I've never seen before.
Lasers.
Lasers off?
No, sorry. I was just going over it with lasers. Currents picked up here. Maybe just on this face. Looks like another overhang there. Still overhang.
So a lot more life than what we were seeing yesterday, and a lot more crustaceans. Yesterday was a lot of echinoderms, a lot of echinoids and sea urchins. But today it's a lot of crinoids again,
Coral,
but
upper center.
just seems to be a lot more life around, and that may be because of the
Pink on
lower
the other.
currents in this area, perhaps.
Pilot, you just exited.
I thought
my,
we saw a fair variety of stuff at the
port,
beginning
yeah.
of our dive
You want me
yesterday.
to turn with you a little?
And it wasn't until we
I'll
sort
come
of hit
back
those
over.
carbonate, the cracked up carbonates, that
Running
things
away.
got really barren. But I don't quite remember. I thought we saw some stuff at the beginning of our dive.
I thought it was.
Not as much as this.
I thought no. See, I disagree. I thought yesterday morning was really, really barren,
Really?
and then the coral gardens were all at the end.
Looks to be a large snail on the back of that sponge thing coming upper right of center. Now above lasers.
So this is all just totally, encrusted with something. It's quite possible it might be a manganese crust, but none of these surfaces look very fresh at all. But what's interesting about looking at stuff in the deep sea is that it's not very easy to tell a date simply because something has weathering. It's not an easy way to just visualize and say, oh yeah, that rock is older than something else.
I think let's reevaluate the local high here
Yeah,
before we keep going.
I agree. It looks like to me it's running almost to the.
Yeah, I'm going
Is
to
your
turn.
tether watch.
I think it's the current sticking the tether.
Yeah,
Yeah.
how close is it to that rock though? I can't. My perspective isn't very good.
It's not.
Okay. It looks like to me the local high is the northeast at this point, which is more or less what the bathymetry would agree with.
Yeah, I agree. 4-5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to go 20 or less?
Let's do 20. That's fine. If we're trying to make tracks.
Bridge and a half? Ship move, please.
It's a
20
large
meters,
fish.
045 degrees,
Down
0.2
right of
knots.
HD2.
Correct, thank you.
It was on the wall behind this rock to the upper right. I think if you can tilt up HD2, I can zoom and check it.
Okay, go ahead.
It may have just been a shadow.
So a lot of corals in this area,
Right,
especially on the side of the rock that appears to be sheltered from the currents.
Dark object bottom right.
Yeah. How far? Where is that? My main HD down.
Yeah, it's straight down in HD2.
Where in HD1?
I'm not seeing it in HD1.
Okay.
And I'm no longer seeing it in HD2.
So I think we're back looking at volcanics again, mostly intact. You can tell from what we were looking at before that if there was rubble, it probably has fallen to the bottom. Is it carbonates? It's hard to tell.
Yeah, that manganese crust is really throwing us off here. But I do think it's just, I do think we're still in.
Oops, sorry, wrong.
Oh, a fish of some kind.
I'm way off.
So Bruce says that's an
Little
epigonus.
fish looks like it might be.
Oh no, okay.
Little fish looks like it might be another of these deep water cardinal fish, epigonus species.
Right.
We're looking straight down to the top of the fish, so it's a little hard to tell, but that's my guess.
Trying to
Epigonus.
get in a little closer,
Okay,
sorry,
thank you,
wrong.
Bruce.
Well, we started seeing a lot of these when we got up into more shallower water yesterday. So
Yeah.
I would expect the same here that this is going to be a type of
So you've
fish
seen
that will
a
be
lot
quite
of
abundant, and it
Go back in if you want.
it's often
Yeah, we'll
a
identify
forage
the
fish species for larger predators, larger predatory fish.
Yeah, they were definitely the most abundant fish yesterday, weren't they?
I think that gives them the best view we can get from this
Yes, by
angle.
far. Yes, this definitely is one of those. This one's interesting. It looks like it's got little pale edges or whitish edges on some of the fins, so it might be a little different species than what we saw yesterday, which had dark fins.
So we can also see some anemones or actiniarians and some sponges. It looks like the same association as yesterday. These Chirdometridae or Clyptometra crinoids living on Phorea sponges. And half hour.
There's some rocks there. So, these are certainly rocks. Is that another big sea pin right there, Roland?
It is.
Let's get lasers on. Yeah, look huge.
Yep,
never
they're
seen
straight
that
across.
What's that?
Yeah, and we're looking almost straight down on it, so it's
Yeah.
got to be long. It's about 15 centimeters wide.
Yeah. Huh. Well, when you're clear,
We're clear.
I'm clear. Yeah. Radio silence.
Pulling out.
The sea pen in this area are absolutely huge.
Barnacle coming to the right of lasers.
Yeah, I see that. There's a fish photobominus.
That's another one of those epigonas.
I'm going to go in on the barnacle roll.
And so there we've got a barnacle. A stalked barnacle.
Does have his feeler.
So pilot, I understand we're just finishing a move.
And so that's likely from the family Scalpelidae.
No, not right away.
And you can see he's got his feeding cirri extended. Wow, he's a beast.
Okay, video's
Nav,
clear.
is now a good time to ask you a question?
Sure.
Could you tell us about, at this, well, I guess it's not a good question to ask at what rate we're going to get to the top, but how much more track do we have?
Give me a minute and I'll try to find out. I've only just sat down and don't have the...
I know, totally understand.
Watch lead here, some rocks, and we're at the end of a ship move.
I did understand from Brian that at the current rate there's no way we would make it, but that as we get a little bit further up the ridge, it should, there's reason to think it might go a lot faster.
Oh, okay, thank you very much.
But I'll actually sort of give you a number of what we have to average to get there.
All right, great. Let's see. Pilot, are we here for a bit?
Watch that we are at the end of a ship move.
So, if we can grab a rock then,
yeah,
if it's not going to take up too much time, and let's do it.
I will put you in the capable hands of Carl, and he will pick up a rock for you.
Awesome.
Watch lead. Nav?
Yes.
Yeah, we have about 1,000 meters to go to the waypoint.
Okay, so that's not achievable, right?
Oh, I think it's totally achievable.
Oh, okay.
If we, but not at the rate we're going.
Well, yes, that I completely believe. Okay, so if we
Collect this rock and then go.
And I think we should only collect this if we can find something suitable in a fairly short time frame.
I mean, it looked like there was lots of rubble around there.
Yeah,
so
I don't want to
hunt
hunt for half an hour though for a rock. I'd rather us move if we can't get something quickly. Thank you, Nav.
Morning, gentlemen. Just getting settled here. How's everything looking now?
Not bad. Not bad. I think we have an issue about how we go about getting to the top of the hill in time. Given that we're in pretty rough terrain, it's taking us a long time to get anywhere. But
yeah, I'll take a look at this rock and then we can figure out how to move quickly to the top.
Okay. Well, I was discussing with Watchlead. They need to set the priorities, obviously. But
okay.
Pilot, just to let you know, you have full control over both cameras now.
Great. Thank you.
So Nav, I think it would be great if we could get to the top of that ridge, but I don't know that I think we've all agreed that we don't need to get all the way out to waypoint 1. So if we can get, up to that sort of flat lip in front of waypoint 1, we'll, that might be a more reasonable target.
In here.
Yeah, or a little bit higher.
Okay.
Yeah.
Watchlead, this is Pilot.
Yes.
I'm all settled in here. I heard you might want one of these rocks.
If we're still hanging out waiting for the ship, definitely.
Yeah, we haven't called in a move yet while we were getting settled, so could take a poke.
Let's do it.
All right. So, co-pilot, the procedure for getting the HPU spun up and all that?
Yeah, I've done it. Can we go enable HPU?
Yeah.
And then spin it up to what RPM?
About 3/4 of the way up. Usually you'll do it.
Okay.
Okay. Let's see. And then you'll be using the port slider. I forget which valve pack that's in. Or port wing.
I'm looking right now.
Yeah. Trying to look through this rubble to see a rock that's about 15 centimeters.
Looks like maybe above your lasers, about 20 centimeters up, and then about 5 centimeters to your left.
I see that. That's kind of behind another rock, but perhaps. Might work.
Which one are you eyeballing?
Just kind of straight above the lasers right now.
And I was actually going to one above that one.
Okay, I see.
To the right of the biomat looking material.
Just scoping it out and getting a good footing here. I've got one wing out in the air. Let's see how that is. Alright, so co-pilot, you have a good view of me in your small upper screen. So I'll change the right monitor to Mini Zeus. And you can take control of that.
Copy that.
And move it over to the craft for me. That's good. So then I'll have you follow me around, but
I'll let you tell me.
Or if you feel like doing it, let me know if you want to. Sounds good. Okay. Craft coming on. might be a little too large, actually, now that I see it next to the craft.
Is it the one on the left of the arm that you're looking at?
Yeah, we don't want another repeat
That one's
of
huge.
yesterday.
No, not the one
Okay.
not the one to the left of
It was the one that was like below it, like.
Yeah, that one.
Okay, good. That
The
other one
rock
seems very big.
the rock we collected, the huge one yesterday, actually broke our sampling buckets.
Only one.
That we carried it up to the lab.
It only broke one bucket. We've got another. We'll be fine.
Let's see, can you center the rock a little bit more on Mini Zeus and then have video zoom in a touch? That's good. Kind of in there. All right, how's that one looking?
Nice grab.
That looks
Okay.
great. Can we pull it up and do some close-ups
Yeah,
on
can
it?
we go wide on Mini Zeus? Thank you.
Would you like me to move it down? Center it?
You do the main HD, just tilt it up a little. I'll get it up to the light. That looks pretty good.
Ready for zoom?
Yeah. Center it up a little more.
Huh.
Okay, ready to rotate?
Let me get a super close
Ooh.
focus.
That's an extreme close-up.
Looks like it's slipping through a fire.
Okay, rotating.
It looks like it might have a little bit of alteration.
The white stuff looks to be interior of the rock.
A lot of alteration.
After we complete the turn, can we see the 180 side of this?
All right.
Okay. Can you give it
Pilot, which box are you
Continue
planning on putting this in?
spinning it?
I think we might put it in the starboard one.
Starboard? Thank
Yeah.
you.
Video, you want to see the underside?
Yeah, can you just continue that same spin?
Oh, I see. Keep going.
There's a
Yeah.
white section I'd like to show
Yeah.
the science work. Keep going. None of the 90. That white section there.
Oh, the honeycomb kind of thing?
No,
Combination of that and the
What
stuff
is
in
that?
upper
The
right.
honeycomb-looking thing. It's out of the frame on the bottom. Is that a bryozoan? What is that?
Okay, video when you're clear. Zoom out video. Okay. So let's do the starboard wing inboard.
Okay. Bringing in board.
Okay. You got to enable valve pack. Yeah.
That would help.
And we can see in my minute cams that it's all clear.
Yes.
Yeah. Very good. And then you can move the mini Zeus over.
Okay.
Try to get the arm too for me. Yeah, that's a good view. Thank you. Okay. It's kind of lowly in there.
Great, thank you.
Can I bring the it outboard box?
Yeah. And craft coming off. Coming off.
Ready for me to shut down hydraulics?
Yes, we're ready.
Okay.
So now, did you get a target there?
No, but I will.
You hit F5 to get the target.
Oh, okay. Or double click, right?
Yeah.
If you hit F5, it'll actually put it at depth, and then you can hit F6 and actually label it.
Oh. Yeah. Who knew? Is there a sample number for that?
Yeah, there's a naming convention. Should be in the nav binder. There's or somewhere there's a little picture of the ROV.
Can I switch my monitor back to?
Yeah. They should have it out if they've been using it. But
sorry?
They should have it out if they've been sampling or noting them.
Do you want the sample number?
Yeah.
The sample number is D2 underscore dive 02 underscore SPEC 02 GO. Did you get all that?
Yes.
Okay, great.
So is that what I should put down for the...
Yeah, that's what you need.
Yeah.
Okay. So once you've noted that, we'll start our... move up the hill. Looks like I'm pretty stretched out, so the first thing we'll do is move Sirius in. Your sonar looks pretty much aimed at the slope.
Okay. That's 31 degrees.
Yeah, which kind of agrees with high path there. So I think we could do like 30 meters that way.
Copy that.
Concur?
I agree.
You're about probably 25 for me, but I don't think we're on a vertical. So.
All right, ready to start a move?
Yeah, we were thinking, it looks like we're both aimed, or Sirius is pretty much aimed at the slope, so maybe we could do 30 meters at his heading.
At the Sirius heading?
Yeah.
So 30 degrees?
Yeah.
Thank you, pilot and co-pilot, for finding a nice rock.
You're welcome.
Bridge nav. Yeah, we'd like to do a move, please. 30 meters, bearing 030, 0.2 knots. Good copy, thank you.
just a lateral around this nose to come more to your center.
I'm going to haul in just a slight amount.
Sure. So much more peaceful than yesterday with that 2 knots of current. Yeah, you can turn maybe to 3.5 or so to really get lined up with that local high there. You can see you're starting to light it up. And I'll keep coming up and center myself.
Copy that.
There it is.
A lot of bare cliff faces in this area.
Yeah, we can't blame the current today either.
Is it much lower than yesterday?
Yes, much lower. Do you know, would the currents around here be tidal, so it might pick up later and scour?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we might just be lucky right now. Now we're in a good configuration here, see, both aim the same way up the hill. I was kind of down the side of it before, which was a little awkward. But we had to be down there to get the samples, see what was down there.
I was thinking about bringing our delta Z to about 15, if you're good with that.
It's a good place to keep it. You know, if I get out too far ahead, you can give me a little room by coming down.
Absolutely.
Or if you get too close to me, you can come up to keep the tether tighter, and so it doesn't get too slack. But otherwise,
something very big
15
and
is a
right.
good average.
Is that just a big squat lobster?
Where is it, video?
Bottom right of your. See it on HD2.
Oh yeah. I think that's just a squat lobster.
So again, some more of those rock pens, a Kamachlid crinoid. We just went over what looked like a squat lobster.
A little more exciting.
And we're just kind of continuing up the ridge here. We can see on the underfaces of a lot of these rocks, there are more extensive coral communities.
Looks like we have a little something coming up about 10 degrees there of cirrus and about 12.5 meters. Is that, or is that?
That?
Yes.
Oh, that's me.
Okay, good.
So these rocks are still just completely cased in a
pretty fast now. You should
crust.
Okay. See that terrain ahead of you.
It's really hard to look at what a fresh face of this would look like.
Keep going a little.
By the way, now seems like a good time to say Happy Earth Day to those of us who are on the ship today. And Happy Earth Day tomorrow for the rest of you. April 22nd.
We are good. It's just a little like 10-meter cliff that surprised us. Nav, how's that move progressing?
I'm sorry?
How's that move progressing?
I think we must be getting toward the end of it, but I have not asked. Thank you, Bridge. Did you catch that, pilot? Move's complete.
Great.
probably want to move more toward the east to stay with the topology.
Yeah, so let's see. In the Sirius sonar, there's a pretty big return pretty far to the right. So about 45 degrees to starboard.
That would be about east, right?
Yeah, so I think
No,
we're
not quite.
kind of on a local high here. I'll sidle over that way, co-pilot, if you want to start bringing your heading to starboard.
Copy that.
We're going to be here for a little bit. That little white colony right above the lasers. I do something interesting.
Did you get that, pilots?
I heard a white colony.
Yeah, so if we are going to be in this area for a little while, if we could zoom on those white colonies
Sure.
on the rock face, please.
Just these, there's two of them?
Yeah,
two larger
exactly.
ones? Okay.
Yeah, even that one that's left of the two crinoids do the same thing. That might give a better perspective.
The starfish, I believe, on the rock immediately
Fish
above
just
me.
went across the top of the screen too. Very colorful.
Well, I missed that one. I saw the small epigonus that was swimming around in the little crevice. Any guesses about the colorful fish, Chris?
Oh, but it was purple and yellow. It was yellow.
Maybe.
So that big white one is a really, I don't know what that is so far.
Something pink at its base.
Okay, video. Would you like to zoom in? Co-pilot, could you kill the lasers?
Fiddler crab on the coral.
Lasers off.
Thank you.
Max zoom.
Co-pilot, could you also take my HD tilt? Video, you ready to tilt up to the top?
Yep.
Okay, go ahead, co-pilot.
That is a very interesting brittle.
So this looks like a primnoid
Yeah,
coral
if you go down a touch to the brittle star center.
with a
There
couple,
we go.
perhaps
Oh,
a
man.
Narella.
Very
And
good
it's
one.
got a couple of what I think are
Got it.
Ophiocanthidae, ophiroids or brittle stars living on them.
There's a small coral just upper center on the rock.
Oh, a little
Soft coral.
Little soft coral, yeah. Are you at max zoom now?
I have a max zoom.
Okay.
I'm going to take it down to see the fiddler crab.
Go ahead,
Tina's
co-pilot.
saying she thinks there are at least 2 species of ophiroids just living on this one coral colony.
Let that guy go.
Where'd he go?
Keep going.
Well, here's,
There he
here
is.
Nice.
Oh, beautiful. A beautiful hermit crab.
Bearing an anemone.
This may be a pagurid or a parapagurid.
Okay. Ready for check out a squat lobster.
Nice. I can turn a little. I might lose my footing. But
I think you'll be okay. We'll just pull here in a second for full frame.
okay.
And there's also a wonderful squat
Pam,
lobster
is this a good time to ask you a question?
on the coral.
Are we able to move now, or are we
Full
waiting for
frame.
a ship move?
We
Likely a
were about to call.
chirostylet.
We were about to call in a ship move when there was interest expressed in this coral.
Okay.
So
We can go ahead and do so.
Yeah, a ship move would be good.
Okay. Well,
Right.
Thank you.
Okay, I need to line up.
Why video? Yeah, let me get up out of this. Can you go, or once you're done with
Definitely.
your shot video?
Video's clear if, unless science needs something more.
Nope.
Video's clear.
They asked for a move. All right. Oh, that's it. Oh, okay, there's wide. Didn't think I was that close.
So pilot direction.
Yeah, I'm gonna come up out of here. Then we can choose a direction.
Well, should I line up for the closest cliff face there?
Yeah, always the closest. I think we have a minute. Let me get up in front of you. Ship moves only
Let's
have
keep
a
an
minute
eye
delay,
out for
so
the
we'll have
purple
some-
and yellow
Looks like it'll be
fish.
something around
Chris,
080.
we need to see those.
So for those of you just joining us on shore, we are currently at 520 meters depth on Santa Rosa South site. This is a ridge feature which we're going to be following up to about 300 meters depth. And of course our primary focus on this dive is exploration. This is an area never explored by ROVs before. But we're also on the lookout for commercial species of fish as well as coral. And this will help to, this information will be very valuable to the Marianas region for management purposes.
So looking at Sirius, it looks like 060.
Looks like that's an Acanella, that orange
The
one
return's
straight
about
ahead.
30 meters. Is that the right scale?
The return's only about 20 away. So
Okay.
maybe we should do a hop there.
So go 20 meters or
Yeah. So
20 meters at 080. 060, sorry.
yes.
Yes.
Can we get a snap zoom top of above lasers? There's a soft coral.
Go for it.
Bridge nav.
Coming up.
Just wanna make
We'd
sure
like to
science
move,
can
please.
see it.
20 meters, bearing 060 degrees, 0.2 knots.
So we're slowly
copy,
but
thank
surely still wandering up this ridge
Okay.
that we
Okay.
mapped in detail
No
the
comments.
night before. According to the contour map, we should be hitting some fairly steep terrain for a little bit before we flatten
Thank
out.
you.
Yeah, so according to HiPAC, we're just about 30 meters below where the real flat ridge starts. Looks like
Thank you, pilot.
3 contours.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll be there soon. So co-pilot, you notice as you haul up, the terrain gets farther away.
Yes.
That's a good thing. That means it's at an angle, angled away from you.
Is this winch on a delay?
The winch isn't. Visually, you can see it.
Okay.
The display is very delayed. I don't even look at the display usually, except to check tension if there's any question, if we're deep. But I almost never look at the speed, except for fine-tuning during ascent and descent, because the display is delayed like a minute. So if you
Okay.
not a minute, maybe
It's not just me then.
30 seconds.
Can we snap that yellow left of lasers? I believe it's crinoid on.
You want me to turn the lasers on?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we should run with them on. Okay, confirm. Crinoid on a coral.
looks this whole area is just kind of rubbly and chewed up.
Yeah, not a lot of biology. A lot of crinoids, the camatulid crinoids.
Purple coral.
Couple corals here and there.
That's what I was backing up to. Want to do a zoom there?
We have seen a couple of different types of corals, some scleractinians, some isidids, some antipitherians. This purple coral looks like a desmophyllum, maybe? No, not a desmophilidae, which is a scleractinian, perhaps.
I think if we've got time, that'd be a nice anchor spot. To
Maybe
get a
from the
good scan of
genus
the coral
Enelopsamia.
strip next to it.
I'll wait for a. Oh, you mean for a nice shot?
Yep. If you have the time.
Co-pilot, how you feeling?
Looking good.
Although Sirius is, the move's completed,
Nice.
but Sirius is looking right down on
Yeah.
you2.
Planes, we're just going to get the close-up of this purple coral for archives and the red, I believe it's a shrimp just above it.
All right, video. Let's do it.
Okay, turns out I was wrong about the purple ID. I'm just not going to try to guess any IDs from now. That is beautiful. So Tina Molitsova is saying that it's purple.
So after this, we do
octocoral.
need to move. I'll be underneath you. Or you'll be underneath me, I mean.
Okay, video. We have about 10 more seconds, then I'll jump up.
And there's also a spot lobster behind.
Oh yeah, peeking out.
It's pretty.
Holding that.
Evidently
And
he's
lift off
camera
when
shy.
you need to go and all
Yeah, if you hold that, I'll try to just do a little spin. Get the squat. Nope.
So Chris is thinking that the octocoral is from the genus
I'm over you,
Victorgorgia.
so, but I've got a good delta Z.
Okay.
So you're good to come up.
Shoreside, please check your phone conference units. Your phone open.
Okay, I'm coming up. Looks like you are too.
Copy.
This looks very weird in both cameras, the surface below us.
A lot of sediment, maybe?
Yeah, it's like, but it's a tan and white sediment.
There's a lot more particles in the water, it seems. This is a large rock.